Hey everyone, so welcome to our first ever Q&A video. I've never done this before, but I thought I should start doing the question and answer videos just because I've been making videos for quite a few years now. A lot of you have asked questions in our YouTube channels, and I've always taken the time to answer them by typing them out. But a lot of questions that I would get is quite repetitive, so I figured, well, one of these videos might be good just to answer some of the most commonly asked questions out there. So let's get started. So the first question is, what's your day job and are you a fishing guide? Well, I'm not a fishing guide and I don't plan to be one. To be a really good fishing guide, well, to be a fishing guide in general, you got to be pretty good at fishing, which I don't think I am. I mean, I catch fish a lot of times, but a lot of times I suck at fishing. Those of you who fish with me, friends who fish with me, definitely know that. I don't catch fish all the time. And fishing, it's for me, it's a hobby. It's not really, I just don't plan to be a fishing guide. And to be a fishing guide, like I said, you got to be good at fishing. You got to have really good social interaction with your clients. You got to be on top of everything. It's not so much, it's a job. It's not about fishing. You're taking people out fishing and trying to get people into fish. But at the same time, you gotta make sure your boat's really clean. You gotta show up really early in the morning, clean your boat, make sure everything's done. At the end of the day, you gotta be cleaning up all the fish and everything. So it's a really physically and mentally demanding job, and I really don't want to do it. I appreciate those fishing guys who we've fished with, and they do a great job at it. And I just don't know how we can do that for several months at a time, straight in a row. And that just it's a really tough job. And if you ever been out with a fishing guide, definitely appreciate their effort when you go out, even if you don't catch any fish. What is my day job? I run a fishing website called Fishing with Rod, as you probably already know. So this website has been around since 2001. I started the website kind of as a hobby back then when I was doing my undergrad fishery biology degree at UBC. The reason I started the website was to kind of help out people who are trying to get into fishing, because I figured that there isn't really a large resource when it comes to helping out beginner anglers. Most of the fishing information you find is, well, back then anyways, it's on fishing at some expensive lodge and some of the more exotic fishing places and things like that. There isn't any, in British Columbia anyway, there isn't any grassroots fishing information like fishing for tiny little minnows or at the Fraser River for kids and things like that. So that's where Fishing Rod comes along. So 2001, I started making a website, wrote quite a few articles, fishing reports and things like that. And then gradually, when YouTube came out in 2005, I believe, I started the channel, this channel in 2006. And for the first few years, when online videos is kind of at its infancy, and I just kind of make a few videos here and there. They're very amateurish. If you go back, look at it, they're not very good. And then in 2011, that's when I kind of committed to making videos that are similar to what you would see on TV. At least that's what I think. So anyways, and I try to make videos that are fairly unique. So the ideas of every video is very different from one another. And I want to keep the content fairly similar to what you would do when you go out there, when you go out fish. So it's not so much about, look what I can catch, but it's more about, look, this is what you can do when you go out fishing as well. So we're trying to create the same experience for you when you go out and fish. So question number 2, how long does it take for me to get to 30,000 subscribers? Well, like I said, the YouTube channel started back in 2006. In the first few years, I didn't really make an effort on growing this channel, just because online videos back then are kind of at their infancy. So it, didn't really think much about it. And it wasn't really until 2011 that I kind of recognized the amount of impact that these videos can have in general. So that's when I kind of started making the effort to make better videos and to try to grow that subscribers in our channel. and 30,000. So you're looking at around 5 years. That's how long it took to get to where we are today. Just give you an idea how fast we're growing. We're getting about 10,000 plus or minus 1,000, 2,000 subscribers a year right now. So yeah, and thank you very much for all your support, and I really appreciate hearing all the kind messages and when you sending all the encouragements and all the feedbacks. So next question, how many times do I go out fishing per week, and what's my success rate? I probably go fishing once a week, twice a week. I don't fish as much as people think. And do I bring my camera every time I go out? Yes, I do bring my camera when I go out every time, just because, not for filming though, not always. It's for taking photos a lot of times. And so the next question is kind of related to the previous one. The question is, do you ever not catch fish when you go out and get skunked and just not show the footage? And well, I get skunked a lot. What you see in the videos, it doesn't paint the real picture of what I do every day. So there's a difference between filming my fishing trips and just going out and fish. When I go out and fish, that's my enjoyable downtime. When I go out and have a particular project that I'm going out to fish, to film and fish, that's more work related. It doesn't mean it's not fun. It's very enjoyable, but it's just, I gotta be, there's more work involved because you're carrying cameras, you're carrying tripod, you're carrying audio equipment. It's a lot more work. There's a lot more planning you have to do, so it's not really an actual fishing. And how often do I get skunked? 90% of the time I get skunked. In fact, last week, when I was fishing last week, I went out 3 times and I didn't catch anything. That's just the way it is. That's fishing. So that's, it's not always, you don't always catch fish. Do I get skunked when I go out and film? That does happen a lot as well. So, I would say 8 out of every 10 trips that we do, that attempts that we do to make a fishing videos, they're probably fails. Like we just don't catch anything, or well, not necessarily don't catch anything. It can be you catch one fish and the story doesn't turn out, or we catch a fish and the camera wasn't on. Something goes wrong, and then there wouldn't be a video. There wouldn't be a story. And if it's not a good story, I'm not going to show it. That's just the way it is. So it doesn't always happen. And what you see in the videos, it's not a true picture of what goes on in fishing with Rod's life. All right, so next question is this your main job, making fishing videos? Do you have another job with the fisheries? So like I said earlier, this is my main job. This is my day job. I make fishing videos for a living. I maintain my website for a living. I do contract work for various groups such as the Freshwater Fisheries Society BC to promote freshwater fishing in British Columbia. And I work closely with various organizations like Fisheries and Ocean Canada, just to make sure everyone's informed on what's, things like what fisheries are open, what fisheries are closed, all the regular updates and things like that. So I work pretty closely with various groups. But yes, this is my job, making fishing videos. It's a pretty good job, I must admit. Okay, next question is, have you ever fished out of British Columbia? Yes, I have. So I grew up in Taiwan. So for the first 12 years of my life, I grew up in Taiwan, and I fished with my dad back then. That's how I learned how to fish. So I fished in rivers, I fished in lakes, and I fished in the ocean for lots of different tropical fish species. And then from the age of 13 to 18, I lived in Australia and had a great time fishing down there. Australia has really excellent saltwater fisheries down there. I lived in Melbourne, so I got to fish for trevally, whiting, King George whiting, bream, snapper, and lots of really great fighting fish, but also very tasty fish. And yeah, and since I moved to British Columbia, I've also fished in Europe because my wife's from Denmark. So I've fished over there for brown trout, for sea run brown trout, for European perch and northern pike, and various coast fish species as well. Okay, next question. So this question is more technical. It has to do with the actual filming process that we do So the question is, what do you use to record the audio captured in your lapel microphone? Okay, so I use these DSLR cameras for filming. So this is a Canon T2i, and we're filming with a Canon T3i. So they're pretty entry-level cameras. The reason I use these ones as opposed to something that's fairly high-end is that I abuse my cameras quite a bit. So these cameras get carried to the ocean, to rivers, to lakes, and they get dropped. They just get. I mean, when you're fishing, your hands get dirty, so you start touching all the buttons and stuff. It gets messy, right? And even a few years ago, I even dropped one of these in the water, in the river. So yeah, so they do get abused. I just can't afford to use anything that's too expensive. So these are, somewhat, they can replace them at a fairly affordable price. And actually, a couple weeks ago, I just dropped a GoPro camera in the lake, and it's sitting somewhere 50 feet below the water surface right now. Okay, never mind. So these cameras, the audio feature of the DSLR is not very good. So what you need to do is have a different audio capture device on it. So I put a wireless microphone, so receiver goes up here, the wireless microphone, the other one goes in my pocket, like right here, right? Okay, so that captured the audio straight into my camera. But what I also use is a Juice Link audio mixer that's attached to the bottom of the camera. And I'll show you a picture of that. And the reason I use that is so I can use two wireless microphone devices to capture two people talking, and that gets mixed in this mixer right here before it gets sent into the actual camera. So it's a very good device. It's also quite expensive. And the other thing is that Juice Link device removes the white noise that you would typically hear when you capture audio straight into your camera. Yeah, so audio is very important when you're making videos. Doesn't matter if it's fishing videos or any other kind of videos. You got to have all good audios to have a good feel in the video. So I actually invest quite a bit of money on my audio capture devices. Okay, so next question is, where's the best place in your opinion to fish that is within 1 hour of Surrey, BC? This is probably the most commonly asked question that we get both in our videos and also just in my emails in general. And it's really tough question to answer. I really dislike answering it, just because best fishing place is very subjective. It can be, if you're a beginner, you're probably talking about the place where you can catch the most fish. If you're an advanced angler, you're probably talking about a place where you can have some solitude and catch the quality fish. So it's very different between. It depends on the level of your angling skill. And the second thing is it depends on time of year. The time of year. So if you're fishing on the Fraser River, in a few weeks from now in September, you're gonna be able to catch millions of pink salmon. In October, it's gonna be great for coho salmon. So those are the best time of the year to fish at that place. So that doesn't mean the Fraser is the best fishing place, because the rest of the year, you can't catch salmon between November, or maybe November, but December to April, or April, May, June, you can't catch salmon. So that's not really the best place to fish for salmon, but you can catch some other species like bull trout and sculpin and things like that. So it's a very tough question to answer, and I really don't like answering it. What you can do is to actually go to my website, and under the article section, there's a regional fishing guide where you can go to. And on the regional fishing guide, you can actually find a list of fishing locations, different lakes, different rivers, and different saltwater spots where you can go to, and pay attention to the article by reading the seasons of that fishing location. So under the seasons, it tells you, October is the best time to go fish for salmon, or April is the best time to go fish for trout. That's what you need to be paying attention to, and pay attention to what you should be using to catch those fish. So the website itself has a tremendous amount of information for you to read, and what you should do is to take that information and apply to the fishing spot where you're fishing at. Just by asking me where's the best place to fish for trout or where's the best place to fish for salmon, it doesn't help you much. I prefer not to answer that, to be honest. Next question is, and I think this one's going to be the last one. So someone asked, what do I use to edit my fishing videos? I use Final Cut Express. It's a program that they don't make anymore at Apple, but I'm sure you can still buy it secondhand or things like that. It's not a very advanced video editing software. It's kind of like intermediate in the middle. The lower one would be the like Windows Movie Maker, or what's the one that they have Apple? It's the iMovie, so you can use that as well. But this one, I find it's professional enough for me to use it, and it has enough features for me to use it, and it's fairly simple to follow. That's why I like to use it. Some of the more advanced programs is very demanding on your computer as well, and that's why I tend to stay away from that. But for what I do, that works pretty well, and feel free to try it out. And let me know how it goes. Okay, so that concludes our first Q&A. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you have a question that hasn't been answered, make sure you post it in the comment section, and I'll do a second one if we get enough questions. And in the next few weeks, what we're going to have is we'll have a halibut fishing video from southern Vancouver Island coming up. That's going to be pretty exciting. Another video that will come up that's coming up is it's going to be a feature on some of the research projects happening at Goldfish BC. That's going to be fairly informative. It's going to be pretty enjoyable for you to watch as well. In a few weeks from now, so in early September, there'll be 15 million pink salmon coming back into the Fraser River, and that's going to be very exciting. You can catch them on shore just by casting and retrieving lures. If you go to this YouTube channel and just search Fraser River pink salmon, there's going to be a series of videos showing up, and including two video tutorials on how to catch them. So in the video, what I do is I show you guys what the rod and reel that you need to use, the fishing lures that you need to use, and how to use them. So definitely check them out and enjoy that fishery coming up. Be sure to go to our Facebook page and our website where I put up regular updates. The updates are coming up several times a day on fishing regulation updates, things like closures and openings, and there will be fishing reports. There's also photographs to follow as well. So very, very exciting stuff coming up. And like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, good luck fishing.